Nearly took it then. Go on, buddy. Hello and welcome back to my channel. So the last one in my chain of videos from the unboxing is these two that I need to do. So the Amazonias Burgessi, which is the Colombian tree spider, and these are 1 to 2 centimeters, but I wanted to put them in these enclosures, and all these holes here and the ones on top will be covered up with bungs so that they can't get out, so it comes with the kit. But I just don't know if they're big enough to get through the side here, or that enclosure is too big to stress them out. But if they're 2 centimeters, maybe a little bit slightly bigger, I think that'd be fine to put them in. But you don't want to do it in a closure that's too big, because then if they're too small, it's going to be a nightmare trying to feed them. But I think this would give it plenty of room. They're going to use the centre because I've done it in a way there's nothing else for them to use other than the centre. So let's just crack on, have a look. If not, we'll have to put them in these enclosures for the minute until they get a little bit bigger. So let's get this video started and let's have a look. I'm not too worried about getting these on my hands. He's right there. Oh my god, absolutely stunning. Right, let me turn the camera around so I can give you a look and open these up. It's almost like Piaminia slings. If you ever see the slings of a Piaminia with the creamy sort of colour legs and the coloration, these have got yellowish cream coloration on the legs. And I think these change throughout their slings to juvenile stages, and getting bigger they get more vibrant. So let me just turn it around and give you a look at this, and we can decide where it's going to go. And apparently these are extremely fast. Hopefully it stays there so I can have a look and gauge the size. It almost looks like a Piaminia. Absolutely tiny. Look at that tiger striped pattern. Come on, camera, focus. There we go. You can see the bum. It's a tiger pattern. Absolutely stunning. I'll put a colour of a picture of a mature or sub-adult one so you can see the difference in the colour. But you can see that this is one of those species like a GBB, where it starts at one colour and then also changes completely to another colour. And you can see that's going to be walking around. Look at that, absolutely stunning. I think that'd be too small for a sling pot. It's got more legs, plus these like to have a bit of room to run around, and they can jump as well. Hence the reason the front legs come up like that. They get ready to jump. So if I show you the enclosure next to it, you can see the size of the enclosure. I think that would be absolutely fine for it. It would give it plenty of room, and it's got loads of room to move around. So let me open that up and see if we can get this in. A little bit more than this in. So there we have the little fella. Oh, you can see that it's yellow and black stripes on the abdomen with a green emerald top on the abdomen, and then almost orangey sort of, off camera it's yellowy sort of legs, but then that's going to go into there. And then you can see, let me zoom out again. There we go, so that's the enclosure, so it's got plenty of room, look, and you can see the size of it. It's quite a big enclosure for it, but then with the cork tube in the middle, it's going to be able to web, sit where it wants, do something at the top. But if you could see the lid, it literally just sits in there like that, and then twists a lock. But you've got a little bung at the top which you can open out to drop in a cricket, so you don't really disturb them too much. If you need to do slightly bigger when you've got it there, or you've got it on the side or there, so in case they web up absolutely everywhere, you've got multiple choices on where to actually stick the actual cricket in. But you can see this is a very good size, so enclosure, and then I've done it there so the water can dissipate down, and I'm going to keep misting this one to keep it. It needs a little bit more humidity. If I zoom in, there we go, it might be a bit better. It's almost like it's raising its abdomen. Come on, focus, I'm shaking, there we go. Wow, there we go. Already stunning, but you can see the leg span to the side, so you know that means, because it's an arboreal spider, it means it moves around a lot, needs a bit of freedom. So you can imagine now, if I'm going to stick that in there, it's already the width of that, it's not going to be able to move around or jump, so I am right, I'm not going to do that. I'm going to put it in the enclosure I've made for it and then see if it'll do well in there. Right, so I'm going to try and hold this with my hand. Do not run away, buddy. And see if I can just tap him to go in. Come on, mate, you've got some cork back there, look. Oh, whoa, 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 do not run off. No, 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 no. Please don't run away, I don't want to lose you. There we go, that's better. Oh, just look at it, the colours. I cannot wait to watch this one grow. So I've got this one and a second one, so I've no idea if it's male or female. So let's see if we can get this in. Look how quick that is. Look at it. Perfect size enclosure for it. Plenty of room to jump. Massive corkbark to grow for a bit of security if it needs to. And look at that for camouflage as well, just blends in nicely. So sometimes you can't be afraid to put them in slightly bigger enclosures for all sorts of species as well. I've found that even the most defensive species, as soon as you get them in, get them chilled, if you get the enclosure just right for them, they will not be defensive. Like my female, nearly mature cobalt blue, never shown me a threat pose, never done anything. I can get her out absolutely fine. And these, the way they walk with their front legs raised, is because it's an exploratory way of walking, and they can jump and go through between each branches and stuff like that. So you can see I've watered this one because it's from, I think it's Bolivia, I'm not too sure, I'll put the details on the screen, but it's going to give it a lot of room, and then as it grows it's got a lovely nice bit of cork bark, and I can also change that around if I need to. So these keeper enclosures are absolutely amazing. So there we go, that's the first one in, nice and easy. So let's show you what I've done with the second one. Same again, it's all wet at the top, so I might spray it a little bit more just to get some more moisture to come down, but gravel at the bottom, that's all clean and treated. And then this one's not got a cork tube, but I've done it with this lovely piece of cork bark with moss on the side of it. And I found instead of buying these from shops now, the cork box, you can start paying £10 for one piece. And where I live out in the middle of nowhere in the country, and I've got a load of wooded area and everything, so I go out and I collect my own. I take a big bag and I go with me. I don't rip it off trees, I wait for it to fall off, and it should all just be placed on the ground, and I just pick it up. And it doesn't matter if it has too many like little bugs and stuff walking and crawling around it. It's all completely natural, so don't have to cook it or bake it in the oven. I don't do none of that rubbish. Just as long as it's not got anything too severe crawling over it, I'll make sure it's clean. But most of this has got nothing, as you can see. So I need to get some springtails to pop in here, but down my way I've got none at the minute, so can't find any anywhere. So what I've done on this one is it's just two pieces together, and they form a little cavern inside where it can obviously secure itself and make a home, or it can do a web on the top of there like a hammock, whatever it fancies doing. And I may adjust it and put some twigs and stuff here for the future so it can jump between the two. But let's get on with this second one and see if I can get that one in nice and easy. You see, that's the first one. Ooh. You can see it on the leaf, it's just exploring round, and that's the only vents on the side, the tiny ones, and it's gone over there, it can't get through it, so I'm absolutely ecstatic it does fit in there. So brilliant, so I can use it like that, and that's what it looks like. I love these things, absolutely 10 out of 10. We'll definitely be buying more of these for sling arboreal spiders, so absolutely love them. Okay, so there we have the enclosure. Spray it slightly a bit more. See if this one's nice and chilled. Gotta say, all these I've got from the spider shop, mint condition. I'll let you know what I did as well, because I was doing this on one evening when I got it all unboxed, and I did the wandering spiders and the red fan. They took so long because they were so big, and I was a little bit worried about them, so I had to get myself sorted. It took me right into the evening, and the red fangs especially, they were so aggressive, and that actually is the only spider I've ever said that is aggressive. But I didn't get a chance to do these, so they've been in here for 2 days and absolutely fine. This one almost looks slightly smaller, but they have the ability to crunch right up. Okay, so you can see there. I'm just going to see if I can encourage this little beauty in. See if I can get it to just traverse onto there. Don't want to touch my finger, do you? Come on, I know that feels different. There you go. It's like it's meant to be. Look at it, it just sits on there perfect. Plenty of moisture. It'll be able to drink from that moss on there as well. I will put some water dishes in here, but I'm not going to do that now. I'll do it in the next couple of days, but they're going to be tiny little ink pots. You've probably seen them in my previous videos. And I may stick one in just so it's got a substance of water that will stay there longer and won't dry out. But as I said, I'm in here all the time anyway, so they're never going to go without water. But there you have it. I think you're going to agree they're absolutely stunning. So hopefully they'll grow and grow and then outgrow this, and I can put them in a bigger enclosure. So this is a couple of days later, and no webbing, little bits of webbing everywhere, a few bits over here, a few bits over there, but I'm just going to try and see if we can feed it and see what happens. Not got anything small enough, but I'm going to have to go for the smallest cricket I can, so it would be a huge meal if it manages to take it. Right, what I've done is I've squished the head of the cricket. It is going to be massive, but their abdomen is really tiny, so they could do with a feed. Let's see. Ooh. Thinking about it. He must be hungry. It's too big. Right, let's try this. Oh, I nearly touched it. Come on, you squished it. Come on, buddy. Come on, put up the tongs. So these are very, very friendly and calm, but we're about to cut the little mealworm in half and see if it'll take this. Come on. Nearly took it then. Go on, buddy. Yes, I've done it. So that's the first time it's had one of these. And that is literally just half of the tiniest mealworm I can find, and it's now having a good little battle with it. So a little bit of persistence and you can get them to take. So now it will feed on this. As soon as I put one in there that's a full grown one, next time it will just take it straight away because it will know and it won't really realise the size. But look how it's folded back. It's literally in half. That is so good. At least it's feeding, it's injecting, so it doesn't know that it's dead. It's just injecting in, trying to paralyze it, and then it will start feeding. Look, wrap its legs around. So I've actually got it to feed, because I would have worried actually, because this abdomen is quite too small. And you can see that that half of a mealworm is good 3 times the size of that abdomen, so this should fatten it right up. Right, so that's that one done. Let me just see if I can feed the other one the other half. Okay, if you can see it there, that's the other second one. So this one's on the ground roaming around, which suggests to me that this one is also hungry. So I'm going to just try and offer up the other half. There's no point going in for a full one. Let's see what happens. Come on, not on the tongs. Yes, brilliant. So I've got the right size. So that's a good hint for these, because they're arboreal. If it's on the floor, it means they're starving. They've come down to ground level where it's more dangerous for them just to get a feed. So that was good timing for me. Give them a few days. And now I'll let that one have a little feed. And once they've fed, then you can see the fangs as well. There we go. I can't stay still at this moment. But once they have fed, there we go. So once they have fed, they will then start coming back up and potentially start doing some webbing and bits and pieces like that as well. So there we go. So both of them are successfully fed 3 days after. There we are. Absolutely beautiful little things. Thanks so much for watching, guys, and I'll see you on the next one.